Hey guys, welcome back to the Nbtx Living Channel. My name's Chase Bradley, and today we're going to talk about PCSing to Lackland Air Force Base. We did Randolph Air Force Base, we did Fort Sam, and now we're doing Lackland. If you missed any of those videos, we have those linked up here. So definitely make sure you check them out if you're not getting sent to Lackland Air Force Base. But if you are, make sure you stay tuned because we're going to tell you everything you need to know about PCSing to this area. So first off, the thing that a lot of people just want to know about this area, what is San Antonio like? Overall, this is just a very chill, laid back town. Biggest thing, you're coming in from the military. You want to know if it's a military friendly area. It is. It's known as Military City, USA. We're very well known for our hot summers, mild winters, except for that one time, that snowpocalypse thing. Texans, we don't really talk about that a whole bunch anymore. But let's go ahead and jump right into this. As of 2023, BAH is at 1863 with dependents and 1398 without dependents. So, obviously that goes up from there. Those are our first four ranks of the enlisted side. If you're an officer, a warrant officer, senior enlisted, anything like that, you're gonna get a little bit more than that. So that BAH number, how is that gonna translate into, living here in San Antonio area? Well, obviously you have the on-post option. If that's something that you're interested in, that's great. On post, typically they've gone through and done a lot of renovations, but typically those are kind of older houses that they've just done updates and renovations to. But if you want to try to find a place on your own, maybe an apartment or a townhome, rent a house or maybe even buy a house, this is what we're going to help you out with here too. As of this video, there are some opportunities in the MLS where you could rent a house for less than $1,000. It's typically like a townhome or condo or something like that. So that may be a more, maybe without dependents kind of situation. But if you are with dependents and you're looking to rent, there are some really good opportunities out there that, not even too far away from Lackland. So you're not having to drive a whole bunch for lunch or after work or even, trying to get to work. In terms of purchasing a house, if you're on that, lower end of the BAH scale, I'm not gonna lie to you, it might be a little bit tough. Right now with interest rates, everything else that's going on in the housing market, it might be a little bit tough to try to get into a house. But there are some opportunities out there. Just yesterday I was looking in the MLS and I saw some houses, 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses that were right around the $200,000 mark that realistically you can get into and you wouldn't have to spend all of your BAH. Obviously depending on what interest rate you got and what tax rate you were being taxed at, because tax rates, they fluctuate all over San Antonio, and just depending on where you're at, obviously is going to depend on how much your payment is. So next, let's talk about the actual places to live. So the whole west side of San Antonio, the northwest side all the way down to the southwest side of San Antonio, there is so much development. Prior to maybe like 5 or 10 years ago, the whole west side of San Antonio was just more rural, farmland. But now a lot of places are just being built up, and there's a lot of really new communities that are popping up all over the west side of San Antonio. Most of it realistically is about 20 minutes to maybe about 10 minutes away from Lackland. And another thing that you're probably wondering about is the schools in the area. So yeah, there's all these great places to live, but what about the schools? If you are with dependents and you have kids, whether elementary all the way up through high school, schooling and education is super important. So we want to make sure, we pay attention to that, make sure we get you into the right school zone. San Antonio's school district boundaries are kind of wild, right? You can see on the west side of San Antonio, this big portion, that's the North Side Independent School District. And then a little bit further south from that, you're going to have the South San, and then a little bit away from that, you're going to have the Edgewood ISD. And then a little bit even more west than that is going to be the Medina Valley ISD. There's a lot of school districts in that same general area where you would be living. But most of the people that I know that, either work in Lackland or live on that side of the town will end up going to the North Side Independent School District. It's very highly rated school district here in San Antonio. So, you know, definitely if schooling is something that's important to you, we could definitely help you. These maps, everything else can definitely help you make a good informed decision. If none of those school districts work and you don't want your kids to go to public school, don't let that hold you back. There's a ton of private and charter school options. So next, let's talk about food. I know I've already hyped up Mexican food here in San Antonio, Texas. We've talked about that on several other videos as well. There's so many different options, especially on that side of town. There's barbecue, there's American food, there's Greek. You pretty much have your pick. So things to do in San Antonio. On that side of town, there's a ton of things to do. One of my favorite things to do when I was growing up was go to SeaWorld San Antonio. SeaWorld, Texas is an awesome place. If you like marine animals, if you like amusement parks, if you like water rides, if you like things like that, SeaWorld is a really, really good place to go to enjoy stuff like that. We also have Fiesta, Texas, which is a little bit more north from SeaWorld, but you know, not too far away of a drive if you just want to enjoy like the water rides and the amusement park aspect of it. Additionally, if you're just really, really into shopping, I know I've touched on it just a little bit. So we've got the Rim, La Cantera, Alamo Ranch. There's a ton of places where you can go shopping and like the people watch and just enjoy being out. And speaking of being out, if you like being out in nature, I do highly recommend you stop by Government Canyon State Natural Area. If you really like camping, if you like hiking, if you just like exploring and enjoying nature, there's a really good opportunity for you to do that there. And there's dinosaur footprints. Where else do you get to see that kind of stuff? But they have it there. They have it there at Government Canyon State Natural Area. We were there actually just two weeks ago. We did an 8-mile hike. It was really awesome. There's a lot of history in that area. And then also the dinosaur footprints. You know, we had to stop and take a picture next to that, just because, you know, where else you get to see dinosaur footprints. In addition to Government Canyon State Natural Area, you're also very close to Pearsall Park, which is the biggest park in San Antonio at over 505 acres, which is crazy to think about. And like I said, you're not too far away from the downtown area. So if you want to see historic San Antonio buildings, you want to see our river walk, that's where a lot of our events will happen, like Fiesta, you know, the rodeo, things like that. Definitely make sure while you're here, you stop by downtown San Antonio. So another thing that we see a lot is we'll have people that are on the very last leg in the military. They've got, you know, 17, 18 years in. They're coming to San Antonio to retire because they just love the area, but they don't know specifically, you know, where they're going to work at after they get finished with their military service. Well, I'm going to talk about that here too. In San Antonio, there's a lot of military friendly employers. You know, USAA is one that always comes to mind. The Toyota factory, a couple of guys I knew worked there when I was in the National Guard. So definitely a place that you could think about. Being an Air Force civilian, if you still want to be able to be a part of the military community, just, you know, not have to wear the uniform per se, you know, being an Air Force civilian, it seems like they're always hiring at either Lackland, Fort Sam, or Randolph. You know, a lot of opportunities as a civilian, you know, working with the military. So that's it, guys. That is it for my guide here to PCSing to the San Antonio area, specifically Lackland Air Force Base. We talked about things you can do, places you can eat, places you can live, where your kids can go to school. So if you feel like we missed anything, make sure you let us know in the comments below. We love to hear what y'all guys have to say. If you've been to San Antonio, there's a favorite restaurant that you think we missed or we didn't talk about. There's an awesome area that you can go to just to have fun and enjoy your time here in San Antonio. Make sure you let us know in the comments below. But if we don't see you there, thank you for your service. Welcome to San Antonio, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.